Okay, so for tonight's homework in Chapter 2, we are introducing our graphing. So we're going to practice doing some graphs tonight. All right, so as you can see here, I've already got our coordinate grid prepped up for us. You do not have to necessarily make a coordinate grid on graphing paper, but this is to help keep things organized. So we got our coordinate grids divided up into 4 sections. Okay, we got quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. All right, and so that's how we keep things organized. We give them names. These are Roman numerals. All right, and so that's how we sometimes refer to each section. So we need to recognize our names there, and again, quadrants is what we call those. Okay, our horizontal line, x-axis. Vertical number line is the y-axis. Okay, so we have 2 number lines to deal with, and we try to keep this organized. So when it comes to working with our number lines, we want to do them alphabetically. So basically what that means is to deal with them alphabetically, we're going to use the x-axis and then the y-axis. All right, so if we want to mark a location on here, okay, and then again, by the way, that's our definition for graphing. We mark a location. When we graph, that's what we want to do. We want to mark. All right, so on this coordinate grid here, we want to mark our locations. How do we do that? We're going to give those to you as an ordered pair, x before y, so we do this alphabetically. Okay, so an example might be if we give you 4, 5. Again, the 4 corresponds to the x, so we're going to start at our origin, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to come over 4 and then up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. Mark that location, and then we can label that with a capital letter. So that would be point A. All right, point A. Again, for reference, positive numbers go to the right, positive numbers up, negative numbers go to the left, negative numbers take us down. Okay, and by default, I know there's no numbers on here, so the rule is if our number lines are not numbered, then that means we're just counting by ones. Okay, so the default here is to just count by ones. All right, another example. We could go ahead, let's do 6, negative 3. All right, if we would want to graph 6, negative 3, again, first value corresponds to the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right, and then we want to go down 3, negative. 1, 2, 3, and we would mark that, label that point B. Okay. Now, on your homework this evening, after you plot your points, make your graphs, you need to connect the dots, and I would encourage you to connect those dots in the order as you go. That'll keep it make it a lot easier for you to finish up that way. Keep in mind, zeros can also be used here, so we may, there could be a situation where we need to put a dot at negative 7, 0. All right, zeros are acceptable here. So again, we start at the center, negative 7, left 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then, okay, we're at negative 7, and now we're going to go up 0, down 0, whichever you prefer. So that basically means stay put. So that dot would be right on our number line. Okay, so yes, we may end up with the occasional graph that we plot right on one of our limbs of the coordinate grid. So tonight you should connect the dots, should create a character that you're familiar with, and then there are 2 questions on the back that you need to make sure you answer, so don't forget about those. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.